The vessel drifted through the endless dark, its hull scarred by millennia, its engines long silent. To the galaxy, it was a myth, a story passed down by spacers who claimed to have seen a ship from a forgotten age. They called it the Ghost Ship of Sol. It appeared without warning, gliding silently through the void, ignoring all hails before vanishing back into the abyss. Most dismissed it as a legend. But for the crew of the Zeltharan, that legend was about to become very real. Captain Vorzen stood before the sensor display, his mandibles clicking in disbelief. The readings were impossible, an object moving under its own power, yet showing no signs of biological or modern energy signatures. No known civilization uses power signatures this old, he muttered. His navigator looked up nervously. Sir, it's changing course. Heading toward us. As the shadow grew larger, the bridge fell silent. The ship that emerged from the cosmic haze was ancient beyond comprehension, a relic of an age when the stars themselves were young. Its hull was blackened, its surface pitted with micrometeorite impacts. Yet one marking still endured through the decay, a blue circle crossed by white lines. Vorzen's second officer whispered, that emblem. I've seen it in archives. It's human. A chill swept through the crew. Humanity, the vanished race. Their last recorded presence had been 10,000 cycles ago, before the Great Silence. The humans had expanded faster than any species before them, and then, suddenly, disappeared. Some said they destroyed themselves. Others said something destroyed them. They tried hailing the vessel. No response. Every frequency failed. Even the oldest communication bands returned only static. Finally, Vorzen gave the order no captain should ever give near an unidentified artifact, prepare a boarding party. The boarding craft attached with a deep, metallic clang. As the airlock hissed open, a rush of cold air met them. Inside, the corridors were immaculate, no dust, no decay, no signs of struggle. Everything was perfectly preserved. This place should be a grave, whispered one of the engineers, but it feels alive. Their steps echoed through the empty halls until they reached what appeared to be the command deck. A faint light pulsed on a single console. The alien technician brushed away frost, and human text flickered to life across the display. Air mission status, homebound. Crew in CRYO. ETA, Sol System. Vorzen leaned closer, his voice barely a whisper. Homebound? Earth hasn't existed for 10,000 years. Before anyone could respond, a soft voice filled the air, clear, calm, human, unauthorized personnel detected. Identify. Weapons raised, the alien scanned for movement. None. The voice came again. This vessel is the UNS Horizon. Long-range colony mission. Designation, Project Homecoming. Vorzen hesitated, then spoke to the air. Your people are gone. Your world is dust. Why are you still active? The Ari's tone didn't change. Negative. Humanity endures. Home exists. Mission parameters unchanged. A low hum resonated through the floor. The crew turned as lights flickered to life down the corridor. Then the sound came, steam venting, mechanisms unlocking. The Kree obey. They followed the noise and froze. Row upon row of cryopods lined the chamber. Each one held a human. Perfectly preserved. Dozens, no, hundreds, of them. And one of them was beginning to open. A man sat up, frost clinging to his eyelashes. He inhaled sharply, blinking against the light. Status report, he muttered, voice rough with disuse. Then he noticed the aliens, armed, terrified, speechless. Who the hell are you? Vorzen stepped forward. You're human. You've been asleep for 10,000 years. The man frowned. 10,000. He gave a tired laugh. Well, that explains the draft. More pods began to open. Men and women emerged, confused but disciplined. The ship's systems adjusted, lights brightening, air circulating. The horizon was waking up. Humanity was waking up. Vorzen radioed back to his ship, his voice trembling. The ghost ship isn't empty. The humans are alive. Disbelief flooded the comms. That's impossible. Humanity is extinct. Vorzen looked back at the humans standing beneath their ancient flag. Not anymore. Their leader introduced himself as Commander Elias Grant. We were the Horizon Project, tasked with rebuilding Earth once the colony sectors were safe. He paused, scanning their alien faces. Guess we're a little behind schedule. When Vorzen told them Earth was a ruin, abandoned and forgotten, Grant's expression hardened. Then we'll rebuild it, he said. It was our home once. It will be again. Outside, the Horizon's engines roared to life. The ancient fusion cores thrummed, awakening the beast that had slept for eons. The ship turned toward a distant, dim star, the remains of Sol. Vorzen watched from his bridge as the massive vessel glided away, its thrusters glowing blue against the black. They called it a ghost ship, he whispered. But ghosts don't return home. And as the stars swallowed the ship, a single transmission echoed through the void, ancient yet resolute U.N.S Horizon, en route to Sol. Humanity, coming home. The Horizon glided silently through the dark, its fusion core pulsing with ancient strength. For 10,000 years, the ship had drifted in the endless night, waiting for a command that would never come. Now, awakened by chance, or fate, it had found its purpose again. On board, the Creo Bay was alive with movement. The humans, pale from centuries of suspended animation, stretched and coughed as warmth returned to their bodies. Their muscles ached, but their minds were sharp. They were explorers, engineers, soldiers, remnants of an age when humanity dared to claim the stars. Commander Grant moved among them, checking readouts and scanning the unfamiliar alien instruments the Zeltharan had left behind. We need power restored across all decks, he ordered. Navigation online. Communications, too. We need to know what's left of home. The Ari's voice replied, steady and calm. Core systems at 43%. Long-range scanners active. Sol system location verified, though stellar coordinates indicate degradation of planetary orbit stability. Grant frowned. Translation? Earth may not be what it once was. The alien captain, Vorzen, stood awkwardly near the entrance. He couldn't tear his eyes away from the humans. They moved with confidence, purpose, nothing like the terrified species his people had described in ancient histories. These humans weren't prey. They were builders. Hunters. Survivors. Grant turned to him. You said Earth was gone. What do you mean? Vorzen hesitated. Your homeworld is a husk. The oceans dried, the sky scorched. It's a dead rock. No one has set foot there in eons. Grant didn't blink. Then we'll bring it back. The simplicity of the statement sent a shiver through the alien's chitin plates. Days passed as the Horizon traveled toward Sol. The crew adapted quickly, repairing systems with tools older than the Empire's outside. They spoke of home like it was a living thing waiting to be healed. Every corridor echoed with determination, the kind that could resurrect worlds. Vorzen's crew observed everything from their ship, keeping a cautious distance. What terrified them most wasn't the humans' technology, it was their faith. No species they knew would devote this much energy to a world long dead. Inside the command center, the AI projected a holographic map. Approaching Sol system. Gravitational irregularities detected. Jupiter reduced mass by 40%. Mars, sterile. Earth, signal detected. Grant leaned forward. Repeat that. Signal detected. Origin, Earth. Frequency, human standard. Silence filled the bridge. The crew exchanged wide-eyed stares. "It can't be possible," said Lieutenant Vega. "We're the last." Grant's voice was calm, almost reverent. "Then someone down there disagrees." As the Horizon entered the broken solar system, they saw the truth. Earth hung like a ghost under the fading sun, gray and lifeless, wrapped in debris and silence. But the signal was real. Faint, pulsing from the planet's surface. "A heartbeat from the grave, bring us into orbit," Grant commanded. Engines flared, and for the first time in 10,000 years, a human ship entered Earth's skies below. Towers of dust and ruin stretched across what had once been cities. But amidst the ruins, a single dome glowed faintly. A beacon. Vorzen couldn't comprehend it. Who could still be alive down there? Grant gave him a quiet smile. Maybe not who, maybe what. They landed near the dome. The air was thin, cold, and metallic. Ash crunched beneath their boots as they stepped onto the soil of Earth. For a moment, every human paused, gazing up at a sky they'd only seen in dreams. The dome's entrance opened automatically as they approached. Inside, lights flickered on, revealing long-dead terminals and a central core still humming with weak power. A hologram flickered to life, a woman, wearing the insignia of the old United Earth Directorate. "If you're hearing this," the hologram said, "then humanity has returned. We knew you would. We built this vault to keep the last spark alive. Genetic archives. Cultural memory. The blueprint of our species." The crew stood in stunned silence. The AI aboard Horizon spoke softly through their comms. Cross-referencing data. "This vault contains full biosphere restoration protocols. We can bring Earth back." Grant's heart pounded. "You're saying we can resurrect the planet?" "Affirmative," the AI replied. "It will take centuries. But it is possible." Vorzen stepped forward, overwhelmed. "Why? Why go through this? The galaxy has moved on. Countless worlds await. Why cling to this one?" Grant looked at him, eyes blazing with conviction. "Because this was where we learned to stand. Where we fell. Where we rise again. It's not just dirt, it's home." Those words carried more weight than any declaration of war. To the aliens, home was territory. To humans, it was identity. The work began immediately. The vault systems fused with Horizon's power grid, awakening long-buried machines beneath the surface. Drones took flight, seeding the dead soil with engineered bacteria. Nanoforges hummed, rebuilding atmosphere scrubbers. The first drops of rain in 10,000 years began to fall. Vorzen sensors aboard the Zeltharan lit up with energy readings beyond comprehension. "They're changing the planet's chemistry," his science officer whispered. "They're bringing it back to life." Grant stood on a cracked cliff, watching the distant clouds swirl. "They'll call this madness," he murmured. "They'll say the ghosts came back. Let them. Every legend starts somewhere." Within months, the first green patches spread across the gray plains. Moss. Then grass. Then the faint stir of wind that carried the scent of life. Alien fleets arrived from neighboring systems, drawn by the impossible readings. They expected to find destruction. Instead, they found rebirth. And at the center of it, humans, ancient, scarred, unyielding, rebuilding their cradle. The Galactic Council sent envoys. They came in awe, in fear, in curiosity. "You should not exist," one delegate said to Grant. "History says your kind perished." Grant simply smiled. "History forgot to ask us." Years passed. The Horizon became the heart of a growing new world. Children laughed beneath rebuilt domes. New cities rose from old ashes. The AI was integrated into planetary systems, guiding reconstruction. Vorzen remained by humanity's side, both witness and ally. He recorded every step, knowing the galaxy would need proof. The ghosts, he wrote in his logs, were never gone. They were dreaming. When the skies of Earth turned blue once more, Grant stood on a mountain overlooking the oceans reborn. The Ari's voice broke the silence. Mission status, completed. Humanity is home. And across the stars, a new rumor spread. It told of a ship once thought cursed, of a dead race returned from dust, of a world reborn from ash. The aliens called it the Ghost Ship, but humanity had a different name for it: Homecoming.